everybody to participate. So I'll not just be the only one that will be talking, but everybody is going to participate. So I'm not going to ask for our names because time is already spent. But in the process, when we get to start asking questions, I'll get to know you and I'll know your name. So my name is Odufoke Titi. Okay, did you hear what I said?
No, so I had to give everyone access to unmute themselves. So you were muted, so you can actually unmute yourself now and start speaking. Thank you.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard me say? Can you hear me? Okay, all right. So my name is Odufoke Titidayo, and like I said, I'll be your facilitator for this class, right? Elizabeth, please, can you mute yourself? All right, thank you, Elizabeth. So I said I'll be your facilitator for the software development course, right? So the software development course, I'll be taking HTML and CSS in the next 3 weeks. I don't know if a curriculum was sent to you. Did you guys get any curriculum?
No.
No, okay, all right. So I'm going to send it to you, but then I will share my screen to show you what we'll be doing. I would have told everybody to introduce themselves, but we are far behind. So we'll do that some other time, maybe tomorrow, or if I ask you a question, you just tell me your name, right? So today, sorry, bless me. I'll share my screen. Bless me. I'll share my screen now so that you can see the curriculum and how this would go, right? Prior to now, I'd love to know if you guys have by any chance work on a laptop together, because I want to know the straight and you can work with a computer, you can use a computer. So if you've used, if you can navigate and can use a computer, say yes. Then if you cannot use a computer well, you cannot navigate and go around a computer, maybe open folders, files, and all of those things, say no, so that we know where to. Okay, everybody's saying yes, they can use a computer. All right, beautiful. So can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, can you give me a thumbs up, please? So I know that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, yes, beautiful. So this is the curriculum for the class. Don't worry, I'll get to share it later on so that you guys will have an idea of what you'll be doing and how this class will go. So for today, we'll be doing an introduction to web fundamentals, and we'll be setting up the environment that we'll be using for web, and we'll also have a Q&A section. And this will be very, very, very interactive, right? And you have an assignment afterwards. So before I proceed, but before I continue with the class, a couple of you said you understand how to use a computer well, so we are good to go, right? So the next question I'll be asking is that, have you got does anybody have an idea about what a web page or how a web should look like what a web page should look like, how the web should look like? Anybody? All right, so Ijoma, can you explain briefly? Just say your name, then tell me what you think a web is and the idea behind a web and a website. All right, so you can mute yourself, Ijoma. Ijoma, can you hear me? Ijoma, can you hear me?
Hello?
Okay. All right, I can hear you.
Okay, a website basically is it should have a group of what's it called? It should have some pages, it should have some navigation, it should have some links to other sections of the page.
Okay. All right, thank you so
Yes.
much. So she said you should have navigation, you should have web, you should have, what else did you say? You should have navigation.
Have links,
That
like
was
you
not
should have
exactly
a link that is linked to other pages.
okay. Yes, you should have a link that is linked to other pages. All right, beautiful. So for you to actually work in the web, it's the web, right? There's a particular, the web is World Wide Web, right? And the web is connected through the internet. That is, the internet includes a lot of things, right? The internet cuts across a lot of things, which includes, you can have emails being transferred through the internet. You can have a website in the internet. You can transfer audios, you can transfer music, you can transfer huge files. You can even do video conferencing over the internet, the way we are doing now. So the internet is a wide body whereby there are a lot of activities going on, whereby these activities happen through servers, right? They get responses from different servers that's now like send requests and all of those things. I mean, us to talk about the HTTPS site, like it's a protocol that sends information from the server that receives all your web pages that is all over the internet, right? Together, is anybody that you would use, right? So materials that you can use to read up, send. So you made me lose my line of thought. So I'll just yeah, the HTTPS. So HTTPS is a transfer protocol that links all your web pages together. That is why you can, when you try to Google, right, you can access like a web page from, maybe call a web page from maybe Instagram, like, right? I'm just giving you an idea about how the web page works and how the internet works. So like I said the internet has everything. Like in, someone said my audio is, well, can you hear me now?
Yeah, your audio
Okay,
is being interrupted.
okay. What about now? Is it being interrupted too?
It's better. It's okay now.
Okay. All right, let's continue. So at any point when it's bad, please comment so that I can make some adjustments so that I will know. If you don't comment, I will most likely not see it. So if it's bad, comment so that I can know. All right, so let's continue. So I was saying, talking about the web and the internet, right? And how the internet works. So I said that the internet has like different activities going on there. That is your website, your Gmail, your ability to do video conferencing, to send emails, to video conferencing is what we're doing now. That is Zoom, Google Meet, and all of those video calls that we're able to do, Skype, and all of those things. Then all of this happens through servers, right? So the servers get signals and they respond to the request that is being sent through the server, right? So there is a one client. I don't want to go deeply into all of that. The basic thing I just want to just give you an idea of is the web and how the internet, like the web is an aspect of the internet. The web is not the internet. People always confuse those two things. So today we are doing HTML and CSS, and HTML is a TypeScript, right? It's not exactly a programming language. It is a TypeScript. And what do I mean by it's a TypeScript? That is, it is built for just web. And that is why when you want to create any web page, your web page document must be saved with .html. So I guess this is where you begin to take notes now, right? And you begin to note that for every web page you create, it must always be created with what? .html. It must always be saved with .html. And with the fact that it should always be saved in .html, it has an environment whereby it should be created, right? Cool. They say my network is breaking. Is it still breaking till now? Please, can I get the response? They said it's still breaking. Is it still breaking till now?
No, it's okay now.
Okay. So let's continue. Okay. It's not breaking. All right. Not breaking. Okay. So let me continue. So I was saying that the internet, right, is, we should always, the HTML documents for your web to recognize that, okay, this is a website or a web page, it should always be saved in what? .html. And this .html should actually be found, like should be created in an environment, right? And this environment is called a text editor. Has anybody heard about text editors prior to now? If you've heard about it, can you give me a thumbs up in the chat box? Anybody? Have you guys heard about text editor? Yes, all right. So love it. Okay. So, okay. I saw love it. Okay, VS Code. Someone has given an example. Can you drop another example of a text editor apart from VS Code? Yeah, apart from VS Code, which other text? Atom, yes. Notepad, yes. Wow, I really have smart students in here. Well done, guys. Well done. Well, I'm proud of you guys. Well done, guys. Sublime text, yes. So all of these are what? Text editors, right? So what does this text editor do? This text editor helps you in creating your web page. It's an environment that enables you to understand and understand the language. Let me use that word. Understand the language that your web knows. Okay, Charity, you're not a novice. Are you a beginner? Are you in which level are you in, Daniel? Oh, okay. You say that you are the only novice here. Oh no, you're not you're not the only novice here. If you're not clear, okay, you're a beginner. If you're not clear on anything, let me know. That's why I'm breaking it like that's why for ask that do you know how the computer works, because I'm going to carry everybody along. You don't have to worry, don't worry. If you're a beginner, it's fine. I will explain what a text editor is. Okay, we have 30 beginners here. Please, at any point where you see that, okay, I'm already saying some advanced things, please make sure you let me know that, okay, this is a bit advanced. Can you break this down? Is that clear? Are we on the same page? Can I move on? Can you guys give me permission to move on? Okay, all right. So at any point when you are confused, you don't know what I'm saying anymore, please let me know. The idea is to carry everybody along and to make sure the class is as clear and as interesting as possible. All right, so I was talking about the text editor, right? So now what we'll be doing now is that we'll be downloading the VS Code text editor. That's why I started talking about the text editor, so that we can download it. But before as we are downloading it, I'll be telling you about it, and I will send a link to the chat box now. if you don't have a text editor before, like prior to now, if you don't have a text editor, then you should download this. But if you already have a text editor, like a lot of us was giving examples in the comment section. If you have a text editor, it's fine. You don't have to download. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, yes. Okay, yes, you can see my screen. Oh, I don't want to download. I wanted to copy the link for you guys. Yeah. So if you have a text editor, you don't have to download this. But if you don't have text editor, for the beginners there earlier that didn't understand what we're saying, these are a text editor, right? So I'll show you an interface. So a text editor, yes. So this is how the text editor looks like. I'm using Visual Studio Code here. So I've worked with Atom when I first started programming in 2017 or 2018. I started with Atom, right? And I really loved it. Then I advanced to Sublime, but at the moment I'm using VS Code because it helps me write other programming languages. It enables me to write other programming languages like Python and whatever I want to write, not just HTML. So that's why I'm using Visual Studio Code now. So if you don't have any text editor, you can download a text editor. So let's all download a text editor quickly. Let's all do that. So when you download a text editor, this is how it looks like. Can you see my screen? Okay, someone says they have VS Code. All right. So if you've seen the link to download, if you don't have and you've seen the link to download, you should do that now. And when you've downloaded it or you have it, just send a thumbs up so that I can know that yes, we're on the same page. All right. So where I also asked if we can navigate. Oh no, you cannot download VS Code on your phone, right? But there are other things, other text editor that supports your phone. But for Visual Studio Code, you cannot. It is all the text editor that Visual Studio Code, Atom, and all of those things they mentioned here is for your laptop, is for a device. It should not be for a computer. I mean, it should not be for a phone. It should be for a computer. So it's in your computer, you should have download your Visual Studio Code. Is that clear for the person? Okay, yeah. So there are other apps you can use, right? There are other apps you can use to download Visual Studio to get your text editor for Android or whatever phones. You can search online, you will see a couple of them. Okay, so let's continue. So we have a Visual Studio Code, right? Okay, if you have Notepad, is Notepad plus, it's not just Notepad. So you're not good to go. It's not just a normal Notepad we use, it's Notepad plus. I can show you one on my laptop so you see how it looks like. So it's not just Notepad, it's Notepad plus. So can you see it is not Notepad plus, not just Notepad. Did you see the Notepad plus? I don't have it. I thought I had it. So yeah, are we good to go? Is everybody getting their Visual Studio Code? All right. So beautiful. So everybody's getting their Visual Studio Code. So before then, I'll just give you an overview about what HTML truly means and all that you need to know. So one of the recommended materials or links I'm going to send to you is, okay, if you're trying to download it, that's fine. Just consider downloading it. Who said no? Somebody is saying no. Michael, why are you saying no? Michael, are you here? Is it that you cannot? Okay, you're still downloading. Okay. So we'll continue. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. So in the process of we trying to download and get the Visual Studio Code, I'll be explaining some things. So I've started with the web and the internet. Can anybody quickly tell me what I said about the web and the internet? I want to be sure you guys are with me or you even got what I said. Anybody? Or should I call anybody?
Hi, good afternoon. My name is
Good
Stephanie.
afternoon. So can you tell me your name? All right. Hi, Stephanie. All right.
You said the web is
Okay,
on
hi,
the
Steph.
internet, not basically the internet itself.
Yeah. And was that all you could get?
Yes, that's what I got. The network was breaking down, so that's what I got.
Okay. All right. Anybody else want to add something to what Stephanie just said? Anybody? Anybody?
Hello.
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 Yes.
Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes, I
You
can
said
hear
web
you.
is connected. Web is connected through the internet.
Okay.
I think I heard something like that.
All right. So please, who am I talking with? Can you introduce yourself so that I get to know you?
Okay, I'm Anu Lawa.
Okay. Hi, Anu.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. All right. Okay. So yeah, you guys tried, but I was expecting more replies, but it's fine. So there's W3 schools offline. You can get W3 schools offline, and there's an online version. So let's proceed. So I was saying that the internet is not exactly the web. Most people don't know that. They confuse it. And in your assignment today, that I'll give you today, you will know more about the web fundamentals, how it works. And in knowing this, it will actually help you in being a web developer. I know that we all want to be software developers and we are looking at the aspect of web, right? So to be a developer in web is either you are a front-end developer or you are a back-end developer or you are a full stack. So the combination of both is that you're a full stack. And if you are just doing front-end, you'll be called a front-end developer. And if you're just doing back-end, you become a back-end developer. So this program focuses on front-end, but I'll give you like an idea of how everything works, right? So in a website normally, what you get to see as a user, right? Sometimes users too, which may be the admin, also get to see the backend. So let me not just say users. What I mean is like the user interface, like the interface, the area where you can see that is available on for everybody. That's called what? The front end, right? Have you ever thought about how that you can easily, like when you save your maybe on Instagram now, right? Then you save your can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear
Yes,
me?
I hear you.
All right, so let me continue. So when you save your, like maybe your email and your password, or maybe your Instagram or your Facebook, you realize that the next time when you're coming back, you don't have to sign up anymore. You just log in. Have you ever thought about it? How was this computer or this web page able to recognize you? Because Instagram is is also a web page, and it also runs on a app, right? How was it that I was able to be recognized when I logged in again? I didn't have to sign up from beginning. I just had to put my password and my email. And why is that when I put my password, if it's a wrong password, to tell you that it's wrong and to not give me access into my page? Because there's a back-end side to your Instagram page. Beyond the beautiful Instagram page you can see and all your people's feed, you can see the pictures, how to upload and all of those things. There's also a back end to that Instagram page, right? So I said for you to be a developer, is either you're a front-end developer, you're a web back-end developer, or you're a full stack, right? So I was saying that the front end the skills you use to develop your front end is your HTML, CSS, and that's what we're starting with today. And there's also JavaScript, React, right? Then your backend. Your backend is the thing that it's not the users that would see it, like users like me and you when we're just on our Instagram, right? Is the admin of maybe Instagram and people working behind, the engineers that get to work more on the back end. So the back end deals with database, right? Beyond database, you also to host your website in a server, like so that it can be seen, right? Because what we'll be doing now from our front end and how we'll be running our web page on the browser will be through what our to be through our local host here, which is our computer. So we've not hosted it for the whole world to see, right? So it's just be limited to just our computer. So whatever page you'll be doing now is just our computer. So but with the backend, you can host your website to the world so that anybody can just click on your link and they have access to your website. Beyond just clicking up to your link, also your database, whereby you get to save like your username, your password, and if the password and username is not correct, it will tell you that okay, this username and password is not correct. And if you've forgotten your username and password, it will ask you security questions until you can get it. Can you guys have an idea and can you relate to what I'm saying? Okay, only Stephanie is saying yes. Okay, if at any point when you're lost, please let me know. I'm trying to use all these explanations I'm trying to use things you can relate to so that you'll be able to understand what I am saying. Okay, all right, so everybody's saying yes. Okay, so let's proceed. All right, okay, all right, beautiful. So let's move on to the front end now that we'll be talking about fully, which I said is the HTML and CSS. So does anybody want to tell me what they mean? Does anybody have an idea of what HTML means? Anybody? Anybody?
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, I can hear you. I'm with you. So you tell
Alright.
me your name and what you think HTML is.
My name is Atiba.
Okay. Hi,
And
Atiba.
hi. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language.
All right, beautiful. So hypertext markup language. So some people have even started writing it in the comment section. Yes. So it stands for what? Hypertext markup language. So has anybody heard the word markup before? Prior to now? Do you know what a markup is? Prior to now, does anybody know what markups are? Do we have writers in our midst? Hmm? Do you have any writer? Okay, no. Okay. Okay, I haven't heard of markup before. All right. So what a markup just basically means, right, is that I was saying, do we have any writers? So writers will be familiar with the word markup because they use editing firm and all of those things. Yeah, so markup basically are used for displaying text, right? So they're just used to displaying different type of text. So I'm sure you're aware that when you are writing, right, there are different ways you can use to. Please, whoever is muted or muted, can you? Okay, all right, thank you. So whenever writers write, there's a particular way they write, right? If they want to write maybe a paragraph, if they want to write a text, if they want to put like maybe an hyphen and all of those things, there are rules to which they write, right? So in HTML, hypertext just basically means that you have is a web page. That's what hypertext means. That's if you remember when I talked about the protocol, the HTTPS, which you will always find whenever you want to go to any link. Can you see my screen? Can you see the HTTPS? HTTPS. So this HTTPS just means hypertext protocol, right? Then the S means secure. So you will see ones that don't have S. You see ones that just have HTTP. The ones that just have HTTP, that means they are not secure, right? So that's the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. So the ones that you see that has HTTPS, they are secure. While the one that just has HTTP, they are not secure. It's just an HTTP, that is an hypertext protocol. So hypertext is for your web page, right? Then your markup is how the text should be displayed, right? So if markup is how your text should be displayed, and hypertext is how the web is. So HTML just basically means I put it in this form, a skeleton, and I'll tell you why I say that. So HTML is like the skeleton, and CSS is like giving life to that skeleton. So for your HTML, they're just marking up how a particular text should be represented, how it should look. Then any design and any style that you will add to that markup that you're trying to create is done through your CSS. So can anybody tell me what your CSS is? Quickly. Anybody?
Hi.
All right. So tell me your name.
Atiba.
What?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Cascading
okay.
style
All right.
sheet.
So what's this? All right. So it's cascading stylish style sheet. So your CSS is used to guide your HTML what markup, right? All right. So does anybody have any questions so far? Is anybody on clouds or what I've spoken since?
Hello, good afternoon.
Anybody?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good afternoon. I can hear you. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I
All right.
downloaded
Do you have a
the
question?
Visual Studio Code now, and I installed it on my system.
All right. All right.
So no,
Okay. So
we don't have.
you've installed it.
Yes, I've installed it.
Okay. Oh, what I was talking about, just talking about HTTP, right? Okay, all right. So I was talking about HTML and HTTP. What I was saying about HTTP is that HTTP is a protocol, right? Whereby you send requests from your server to your client. The client is the web page. So the difference I gave between HTTP and HTTPS, you see that some web page you have HTTPS in front. If you don't put your HTTPS, it's not be able to okay, I'm coming, please. I'll answer your question. So the question I was talking about is that one is secure, the other one is not secure. So whenever you say HTTPS, it means that it is secured. Then HTTP means it is not secured. So that's what I was saying. Then person that has a question, I said about downloading the VS Code. I tried downloading, but it's telling my connection is not private. What do I do? Okay, I guess I don't know what you mean by that. Can you quickly share your screen? Let me stop sharing. Just quickly share. So let me see if I can help you out with that problem. So has everybody gotten Visual Studio Code now? Because I want us to start doing some things on the environment of Visual Studio Code. Has everybody gotten Visual Studio Code? Everybody. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I told somebody to download share their screen so that I can help them out. The person has not responded. That's why I stopped sharing.
Sorry, please, what did you say?
Yes, we can hear you.
So it's still like yo. How can I be a verb? I heard you saying something.
Okay, I was saying that somebody asked for help, like they were having issues with their Visual Studio Code. So I told the person to share their screen, and the person hasn't. So I'm wondering that.
Okay, where's the person? So I can make the person host. So because if I don't make the person host, the person will be able to share his or her screen. So who's the person?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I guess it was. I'm trying to get her name. With the person's name. Okay, I guess it's Unwof. I'm sorry if I murdered your name. I'm very sorry. Ozioma. Okay, she said the person said he has restored it, so we can proceed.
Okay, thank you. I've sent the message.
Thank
Thank
you
you very much.
All right. Let me just continue sharing. Okay. Coming. All right. So you see my screen? Okay, so can you see my screen so we can proceed? Your HTML file show on the web page when you're trying to create it. So has everybody got in Visual Studio or Visual Studio?
The network breaking now.
We can't see your screen, Miss Titilayo. We can't see your screen.
Ife?
Okay, I was muted. I was muted.
Did you say? What did you say?
I said, can you hear me?
Okay, yes, I can hear you. What did you say?
I lost connection. I just got back in, so I've
Oh,
shared it
okay.
again.
Awesome.
Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yes,
Okay,
we
yes.
can. Just start showing something.
Yes,
We
we
can.
can.
Yes.
All right, so let's proceed. So I want to show you the environment of your Visual Studio Code. So we all have a Visual Studio Code now. So we're doing something now. And I was saying that I like Visual Studio Code because it helps you a whole lot in completing your tags and your elements, right? So we'll get to understand what tags means, what elements mean as we proceed. So for now, it's okay if you don't understand what the tag is, what an element is, it's fine, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up around it. You get to understand as you proceed, but just look at what I'm doing and just flow with me, right? So there's a shortcut in Visual Studio Code that enables you and helps you to write out your all right. Did you see what I did? Did you see what happened? Can you get stopped?
No, we didn't really get it.
Somebody is saying,
I didn't really get it.
oh, yes. Okay, so, all right. So the cons of using Visual Studio Code is that it helps you, right? Yes, I use exclamation mark plus enter and out everything I needed to write my web page. So I'll just do that again so you can see it. So I don't know if other web text editors use it. So I don't think if you're using Sublime, Notepad++, I'm not sure if it uses that. So you will have to write the Doctype HTML and all of those things by yourself. But with Visual Studio Code, it helps you do that. So I just kept exclamation mark and like important things I need, especially this Doctype HTML and all of these things. So I'll explain what, right? So let's save this our file first, right? So let's save it. So who can remember how I said when I was talking earlier? I said there's a particular way at which you must save your HTML file in order for your web or for your browser to be able to identify that, okay, this is an HTML document or this is a website.
HTML. You said it's with dot
Yes,
HTML.
exactly. HTML. So you can save it with anything you want to .html. So we'll save this one as what? Index. So in this case, I don't have to put .html here again. Can anybody tell me why I don't have to put .html here in this case? Anybody?
It already recognizes it.
Or exactly, I didn't recognize it. It has already said save type as what? HTML. But if my save type here, you can see my screen. If this save type here is all files, that my save type here is all files, I have to be the one that will put my .html. Otherwise, it will not see it as a HTML document, right? But the moment when save as type is HTML, then there is no need in putting them as, okay, let me put that right, and I put index.html, you see what happens. So can you see it? We already have what? Okay, so save as to where it was saved. If it is that, just like to save by .h to save it, I'll come here and save it. So yeah, so I have my index .html. So can you see that? Yeah. So let's proceed. So do we all have this? Do we all have this?
No, I don't.
Okay, what was the last thing you
Sorry, please. She's having network issue. Our facilitator is having network issue. Please, let's just listen. Size patient, please. She's having network issue. So please, let's try and fill the attendance. Network is actually very, very bad. Yeah, it's very, very, very bad. So please, let's try and fill the attendance, please.
Like I just don't.
Please, can you enable? All right, can you enable screen sharing? I can't share my screen.
You can share now. I've made you co-host.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry for the. I'll do better in getting a better network tomorrow, so we don't have these issues. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what was the last thing you guys saw me do? So I don't know if I should start from the beginning or I should just start from where I am now.
You were trying to share your
Okay,
screen.
so yeah, for those that just started, that just installed Visual Sites, when you already have exactly, put exclamation mark. Okay. Okay, so if you just installed Visual Studio Code file, then you can see my screen now. So you click on file, then you click on new file. So the moment when you click on new file, they'll take you to a place and they'll tell you select the language that you want to use, the HTML language they're trying to use, right? So when you do that, you come to the first line, the place that has number 1. Then you click on exclamation mark and enter. So when you do that, you save your file. Then remember I told you that for you to save your HTML file, you always save it with what? .html, whatever .html. It can be index.html, it can be your name.html, whatever it is, .html. Is that clear? Are we on the same page now? Can I proceed? All right. So when you do that, we see this, right? You can see this information. Okay, not clear. What's not clear? If yours didn't ask you for the language you want to use, it's fine. Just save it to H. Why is asking you for the language you want to use? So you can save your save type. Give me an animation. I was telling you about the save type. Let me show you again. So we have right, okay, yes. So you can see this save type down here. It's because of this save type down here. That's why it's asking you for the language. So if you just have all files, like you just put all files here, then this has to be saved using index.html. You cannot just save it like that. What do you mean you're seeing Flutter in yours? What do you mean by Flutter? If I'm saying if you don't see
Wait, so let me
select language, just proceed.
What's up?
Do you understand?
Better nice time.
But
What is this now? Hey, Emmanuel. What's that? Better next time. Custard too.
Can you hear me?
Hello,
What is one
Please
custard?
talk if you are not.
Mrs. Sila.
Can you hear me? If you are not talking to me, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Who is that? Okay, all right. Okay. If you cannot get Visual Studio Code, it's fine. You can download it when we're done with the class.
Hello, ma.
Serious today. It's from tomorrow we'll start serious work, right? If you've not still gotten or you've not downloaded Visual Studio Code, it's fine. But just follow me the explanation I'm giving. Yes, somebody's trying to interrupt me. Who is that?
Hello, ma. It's
All right.
Ogochukwu.
Hi, Ogochukwu. How may I help you?
Please, after clicking on the file and then
Mhm.
the new file, I didn't see those 1 to 12 languages that appeared.
It's okay if you don't see languages, right? If you just click on file, then you see save type. You see
I
something
just
like
saw
this.
one.
I'm coming. If you don't see any language, it's fine. Ignore. Why I was telling you to select language, let me show you what I mean. New file, right? This is the place I told you to select language. So if you don't see this select language, just come to file again. You've already created the page. So just come to file again, then click on save as or save. Because it's a new file, it will take you to where to save. So now you can see save as type as plain text. So it's either you change it from here to HTML and you give your file, the file name you want to give it to, or you leave it as all files. The way you leave it as all files, you save it as whatever name.html. Is that clear?
Yes, ma. Even though I noticed that my VS Code, it doesn't have the last 2 icons. It stopped with extensions.
Oh, okay. Maybe your Visual Studio Code is outdated. So you maybe have to update.
Okay. Update it. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So yes. So are we clear?
Yes, ma.
All right. So I can continue, right? If you have issues, speak up. Okay, you have a question. What's your question? If you have issues, speak up, because by tomorrow, I want that by tomorrow we would have dealt with any text editor issue. Tomorrow, we're not going to do any text editor issue. Tomorrow, we'll go straight into writing codes, right? But I want to make sure that today you're clear about the environment and you know what to do. All right, so if you put type, it will not give you access to HTML. Type is a particular, all type, right, instead of HTML. If you put all type, what happens is that You just have to just indicate the type you are trying to write. So like I said, Visual Studio Code enables you to write different programming language on the text editor. So you can write Python, you can write C#, you can write Java, you can write different programming language. So when you see all type, it's important you identify that you are using .html. So you understand that, okay, this is an HTML file, right? So that's what happens when you save it all type. When you save it all type, you have to indicate writing .html. But if you don't put all type from the beginning, your file type is HTML. You don't have to put .html. You just write your file name and automatically it saves it as .html for you. Have I answered your question, Stephanie? All right. Okay, someone said it's not outdated. You don't have those utilities. And for now, you don't need them. Well, yeah, it's supposed to show. Since when I've been using Visual Studio Code, it always shows that you should select a programming language. Or maybe I didn't get your question. But it's telling you to select the language you want to work with. Maybe you want to do C# or whatever you want to do. All right. So, Anu, what are you confused about? Is it the Visual Studio Code you're confused about? Or what exactly are you confused about? Anu, help me help you by telling me where you are so that I can help out. Anu, are you there? Can you hear me? Anu, I'm going to move on. Oh, I'm waiting for you. You're the one delaying me. All right. So Anu is not talking. I guess she has lost her network again. Maybe our network is bad. Okay. So so when you click on your exclamation mark enter, right? This is what it's supposed to show you. It will show you this 12 lines of code, right? So when it shows you these 12 lines of code, you're supposed to save. And you're supposed to save using .html, right? So when you save using .html, what happens? You have your HTML document. So I want to explain what these 12 lines of code mean. So by tomorrow, we'll just proceed to the next thing. And you will not have issues with the Visual Studio Code. Have you gotten that, Ozioma? So Ozioma, after your exclamation mark, you save. And when you save, if it is a .html document, right? I mean, if it's saved as save type is HTML, you don't need to put .html. Automatically to put it for you. But if you have all types as your save type, you have to put .html so that it's on the identify what you're trying to do as an HTML file. Is that clear? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. At the moment of me, I even save automatically. So if you save first before you put your exclamation mark, it does not change any difference. And I guess the exclamation mark only works with people that use Visual Studio Code, right? If you use something else, like maybe Sublime and all of those things, it does not use does not use exclamation mark. So you can save before, you can save after. So to come about what's on my screen, if you're using Visual Studio Code, you press exclamation mark and enter. If you are not using Visual Studio Code, you're the one that will have to type all of these things yourself. Is that clear? Are we on the same page? I want to move forward now. All right. So this Doctype HTML, right? I know, right? Visual Studio Code all the way. So for Doctype HTML that should always be your first line of code. And Doctype HTML, they started using it when they started using HTML5, right? So there've been different versions of HTML. So what this Doctype HTML means is that it has compresses like over like 5 or 10 lines of code that is actually needed. And in other versions before HTML5, it was this Doctype HTML was not used. So this Doctype HTML comprises of all those codes are not really important, and they could be compressed into one. So that's why they compress it into this Doctype HTML instead of the long HTML. So for every time, you must always put your words Doctype HTML. And if you notice, what's this thing that you can see that is in every line in this from 1 to 12? There's a symbol that is common from line 1 to 12. What's that symbol?
That's the tag. The tag. The tag, the opening and the closing tag.
The tag, right? Okay.
Yes.
So the opening and the closing tag, right? But it's not everything here that has an opening and a closing tag, actually. So it's not exactly a tag. Tags are actually in this code. I'm not saying tags are not in this code, but Doctype HTML now, it does not have a closing tag. It has an opening tag, does not have a closing tag. Meta, all these meta tags here, they have opening tags, they don't have closing tags. Head has opening tag and closing tag. Body has opening tag and closing tag. Who else wants to try? Apart from opening and closing tag, Doctype HTML does not have opening and closing tag. Meta tag does not have the tag, they don't have opening and closing tag, but there's something that is similar from line 1 to line 12. Anybody wants to try? Anybody? Okay, so what's similar is this angle brackets before your exclamation mark.
That is the HTML tag.
Not even this angle brackets here that we have before every tag and the closing angle bracket at the end. Can you see that it's on all the code from line 1 to line 12? Likewise, this one, you can see that it's being highlighted. Likewise, this one, can you see it? Can you see it? So your HTML always have angle brackets evolving around every angle brackets. Oh, that's what you meant as opening and closing tags. Oh, okay. So this whole thing here, right? This whole head here that you can see here is an opening tag. Don't worry, we'll get to learn about this very well next tomorrow. And this whole thing that you can see here, what is a closing tag? But the difference between the opening tag, which we have here, and the closing tag here is what? This exclamation mark. But what I meant that at the like everything has it is this opening angle brackets here and closing angle brackets here. Yeah, but it's not everything that has a closing tag. That's why I wanted to make clear. Like this meta now, this meta does not have a closing tag. It just has a tag. It just has an opening tag. So we will not say it's opening and closing tag that is common in everything. Do you understand what I mean? So do you understand what I mean? Okay, so we can proceed. So this language we have here is identifying that we're writing this code in English. That is why we have here. So Stephanie, what we are referring to tags as, this edge you can see here is a what? Is a tag, right? This is an opening tag. This is a what? Closing tag. But my question was, what is the similar thing you can see from question 1 to 2, and this tag here, which is the angle brackets, right? And the closing angle brackets, right? So we have the head and we have the body. So I want us to note that whatever is in your head, you will never see in your website. Your head just helps you have your just helps you have everything that will not show in your website, in your HTML. So now we want to make our HTML work. I'm sorry for the noise. It's the background noise, it's my head. I'm so sorry. Oh, I cannot control the noise. Nobody is talking, it's my end. Can you hear me? Nobody is talking, it's my end. Like where I am is noisy, so I'm sorry for that. So can we continue? All right, so you can hear me now, right? I'm sorry that they are distracting you. I'm very sorry. Is it better now? Is it much better? Where I am is the only place where internet is flowing. Where I was before, that was a bit quiet. The internet was not going so well, so I had to come to this place, and the internet is fine. That's why I'm still here. So let's continue. All right, so I was saying that the head, whatever is in your head does not stay in your head, right? It does not show in your body, it does not show in your web browser. So we can run this page now on our web browser, and that's what we're going to do. So we'll be writing our first code, right? So we'll come to body. Let's just write hello world here. And we come here and give it a title. So the title will be my first code, my first HTML, or my first web page. My first web page. Right? So for every time when you write or update something in your HTML file, always save. At the moment, mine is on auto save. So that's why you cannot see that I've saved. But if it's not on auto save, if I don't put it on auto save, you see that whenever I put, I'll show you something. So when your code is not saved, it will show a sign here. Can you see it? Can you see the dot sign at where my cursor is beside this index.html? So it's because it's not saved. That's why it's like that. So the moment I press Ctrl S, can you see it's not more showing that, right? So because it's not more showing that, it is not what saved. It is now saved. All right, so but we have always auto saved. I removed it from auto save so that I will show you how it works. So now I want to run this code, right? I want to make this code run. So why I also like Visual Studio Code is that with Visual Studio Code, you can run your code from here, from your Visual Studio Code. So how you do that is that you come to your extension. Can you see your extension? I'm coming. Can you see extension? Can you see the extension? So in your extension, you will look for, I have it installed already.
Mommy.
Are you with me? Can you hear me? So when you come to your extension, you see open in browser. So when you see open in browser, install it, right? So when you install open in browser, this is only for those people that are using, Visual Studio Code. If you're not using Visual Studio Code, I'll tell you what to do. But for those people using Visual Studio Code, please pay attention. So for those using Visual Studio Code, you just come, let me take you again. I'll show you what I did to get me how I got here. Before, my page was like this. So I came here by the side here. Can you see where my cursor is hovering around? So can you see the extension? The extension is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th item by my left-hand side, right? So I click on the extension. So when I click on the extension, in this search place, I'll search for open in browser. You can only see this in your Visual Studio Code. You cannot see it in the other text editor. So open in browser. Then when you see open in browser, you want to install. Have you done that? I've showed you how to install open in browser. So this was going to help you open your code in your browser easily. That's for those people using Visual Studio Code. If you are where I am now, please send a thumbs up. If you are where I am now, press it, send a thumbs up. So I'll know that we're together. If you are where I am now, if you are where I am now, if you go to extension, you go to extension, then in extension, you will search. In your extension, can you see the extension here? Then you search open in browser. Then when you search open in browser, you open it. Then when you open it, you will install. Okay, just only one person has gotten to where I am. What's wrong with every other person? What's going on? Did you search from your extension? Don't search from here. If you search from here, you will not see anything. Search from extension. There's a search box immediately after Explorer, but that's not where I want you to search. Go to extensions. Then in extensions, you see the top place. You see where to search, right? Then the person that is saying that they've not seen it, are you sure you're using Visual Studio Code? I would love to see your screen if you can share your screen. But before then, let me just take them through the process. Then. And it's not everybody that is even going to use this because it's not everybody that uses Visual Studio Code. For those people that don't use Visual Studio Code, I'll tell you.
And there are many open in browser in my phone.
What did you say?
There are many open in browser. Is it the first one we are to install?
The first one, yes, I showed you the first one. Okay. The first one, this one here. It looks like this. Open in browser. It's even open in browser. Can you see it? This first one. Tekka. The name of the
okay, product it's already installed. It's already installed in mine.
So, all right. So when you install it, the moment you click on run, right? Click on run without what?
You have one extension.
You see. Can you see to tell you where do you want to run it? If you want to run on Chrome, do you want to run on Edge, or you want to install an extension for HTML? Just run in Chrome, and automatically it takes you to your Chrome page. So can you see? So we just wrote our first HTML code. Wow! Time when you clap for yourself, and you sip a cold chilled juice because you're automatically a developer. You just wrote your first code. Even Mark Zuckerberg not do reach like this. Sorry that I use that, but you are now a programmer. You are now a developer. You are now a world class. Yeah. As everybody got it. Everybody got into where I am. Okay, where should I come to? Where should I come to? Oh, he's saying okay. If you could not install Tekka, it's okay. I'll show you what to do, because even people that are using other Visual Studio Code, they will not get to use this feature. So I'll tell them what to do. Don't worry, we'll get to discover if it's easy all the way. But I can tell you, I'll not lie to you. It's difficult, right? So I'll not lie. It's difficult, but I trust you guys. When you guys are beating this line, we'll forget it. You are developers already. You're already coding for Google, Microsoft. You're already a big boy. You're already chilling with the big boys, really. So yeah. So can we continue? Can we continue? All right. So for those of us that don't have Visual Studio Code, right? For those of us that don't have Visual Studio Code, what we'll do is that we'll go to where we saved the file. Remember, we saved it in my documents. So go to wherever you saved your file. So go there.
I have a question.
For those of you that don't have, wait. Let me just help people that don't have Visual Studio Code or people that cannot install Tech through the extension, so that them they can feel among and they can be with us, so they can see the first code they ever wrote. So yeah, so are we in documents or wherever you can, maybe you saved yours in documents, you saved yours in downloads, wherever you saved it. So the moment, now at the moment, my own default browser is Microsoft Edge. That's why you can see Microsoft Edge here. This is my index.html. This is the index file I saved. So what you just do is that you double click from here. The moment when you double click, so can you see? So I want us to take note of something. This one, the one I opened with that tech, I opened it here. It's where it was opened in my Chrome. When I you opened it. Yes, that's where you opened, right? So this is where our I'm trying to move. So let's continue. So if you don't use Visual Studio Code, automatically just load. When we're doing our code, right? So can you see this? You can see this, right? You know, I said something about the head and the body, right? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? I said something about the head and the, all right. I said something about the head and the body, right? I said whatever is in your head, you never see it in your body, right? So if you notice, something was written in this head, my web page, and it was written in the title, and the body, we can only see our word, hello world, right? So if you come here, I don't know why I'm gonna have so many tabs open. Okay, yeah. So can you see our web page here? My first web page. Can you see it? So it's up here, right? Then the body is down here. So can you see that? Is that clear? Can you hear me? Can we proceed? Can we proceed? Okay. So why is it up here? It's up here because it's the title of the page. So if you have ever been on any page, let me just show you an example. Let me just show you an example. Let me show you. Oh, wow, Elizabeth. No. Okay. So Elizabeth, which Visual Studio Code, which text editor are you using? Maybe it's your text editor. So see this web page now. Can you see the title? So the title is what we have up there. The title here is planned here. This one is Code Monkey that is here. This one is WhatsApp that is here. So that is what those title will show. Okay, so for your Visual Studio Code, just put exclamation mark, then enter. So can you see the ones that just show, the ones that show an icon, and the one that does not show an icon, it just shows that you do not have an icon to it, like you do not put a logo to that thing. Can you see it? It's the same way as is too. It does not have a logo. It's just there. That's why we just have the web one here. So that's why it is like that. So that's why it's up there. It's the title of your web page. So for every website you see, there's always a title. They always have a title. Is it what you use to identify that website? Sometimes they have a title and an image to that title. Is that clear? All right. Did it work, Elizabeth? Elizabeth, did it work? So is everybody on the same page? I want to be sure that we are all on the same page. Then we'll proceed. All right. Are we all on the same page so we can continue? So we've all run our first code, right? We're now programmers, now developers. Okay, how would you run Hello World? So in your text editor, right, when you put your exclamation mark, for those people that, how many people is using Visual, that is not, how many people is not using Visual Studio Code here? Let me know. If you're not using Visual Studio Code, can you put a thumbs up? Can you put a thumbs up? So everybody's using Visual Studio Code. Okay, it's because you are not using Visual Studio Code, that's why. So if you're not using Visual Studio Code, you will have to type all of these things. You will fall for write Doctype HTML, HTML languages. So for people that don't have Visual Studio Code, it's important to save all of these things somewhere. Therefore, every time when you want to start a new HTML page, you just copy it. But for Visual Studio Code, it helps you. So you just put your exclamation marks and boom, you have your 12th line of code that should be in every line of code if you're trying to write your HTML. So is that clear? Ozioma, is that clear? Ijoma, please, can you share your screen? Let me help. I don't understand what you mean. Okay, which which text editor are you guys using? What you guys will have to do is you guys will just
Sorry, please, what ones? I'm also going to.
Can you hear me? Motorera, is that you?
It's Tolu.
All right, Tolu, please can you enable Isioma to share a screen?
Okay, no problem. I'll do that now. Done. Ozioma Joshua 14. So you can share your screen now.
So Ozioma, can you?
Ozioma, you can share your screen. You have been made host.
Okay, I'm trying to do that. Just the screen is
You can share your screen via your system. Not what are you using for the class? Your phone or your system?
my phone. I'm using my phone.
Wow, that would be very hard for you to share. Then, except to use your laptop. Except to use your laptop to join in the class.
No, I'm using my phone to join the class.
And here's the folder where I saved my file. I'm just going to click and drag this file over to the browser opens it. As you can see, here's the text that I put in my file. If you're on a Mac, you may also be able to drag.
Maybe you should take a picture or he message you privately so you can solve the
take a
issue.
picture and send to the WhatsApp.
Yeah, you can take a picture and send to the WhatsApp group. Thank you.
Okay, I'm on the WhatsApp group, so you know. Can you hear me, Tolu? I'm not on the WhatsApp group.
Adding some HTML format it.
Tolu, can you hear me? Okay,